Y'all. Now we should be live on Facebook. I'm about to go live here on Instagram. If Instagram lets me be great. So yes, we are now live on IG, Facebook, and on YouTube. So hello everyone. I guess we can give them a few minutes to come on in because we was being kind of party. We was having our own backstage party. So I see here like, oh, look you on Instagram. That's you.
Yeah, I'm turning it down. I just wanted to get on as well so I can see what people are saying.
Okay,
Should I do the
cool.
same? Hopefully, it doesn't give me feedback. It's
Um,
interesting.
Yeah, I just muted it.
Okay,
I mean, well, turned it down.
I can do that. Ooh,
Ooh, I
on
didn't
my
know my phone was shining like this.
on my on my phone, it gives me the notifications.
Yes.
It says we've started.
Yes, we have started. And listen now, here go here am I. I am trying to go in my group and see if I can look. I think I see us. Yes, I see us. All right. Let me this is what I
I
was
see
looking for
you,
the
you
other
see
day.
me, we see each other.
We see each other.
We see each
Okay.
other.
You let everybody know that we are live. So I just shared it. And all right. So I have shared it there. And let me hop back over here to Instagram. I gotta be engineer too. I'm dual duty today. I'm dual duty. Thank you, Crystal. See, have my back,
You're
girl.
welcome. I got you. I got you.
Have my back,
Do
girl.
y'all see that me and Miss Untamed is twinsing? Twin.
Twinning.
Where have you
Twin. Where have
been?
you been?
Mm-hmm. This twin went to work. Yep, that's what happened.
Oh, okay. So there we go. We're getting some on YouTube. Here we go. I'm trying to get Facebook time, because that's where a lot of our comments come from.
I think I saw something earlier when I came in that Facebook that is having difficulties on Facebook, so we might not show up on Facebook tonight.
Oh, we might
But you're
not
right.
show up. Okay, that's
Hmm.
right. It did say it was having difficulty. So we'll get started.
Yeah.
And they can pop in when they pop in. And they might be popping in and we can't see. So here we go. Let me get back to where I'm supposed to be. All right. Well, hello, you guys. I am Untamed, and I am your host, author, podcaster, and I am joined tonight by my lovely co-host, Miss Books and Soul, Miss Crystal. How are you this evening?
I am great. I am great. How are you?
I am great. I'm feeling good. Look, I'm feeling good.
Hey.
Yes.
I am
Oh,
feeling good. So I am here. Tonight we have a special guest, so we had to come prepared in a different way, to represent for our lady of
Of
the
course we did.
hour. Of the hour. But first, I want to give a shout out to our, sponsors and our supporters who are always so graciously giving us the dollars and the coins to keep it moving and smoothing over here. So shout out to XOMB, JC, KB's Bookshelf, Kiana Donne, Tyler Landscaping, and me and my son's lawn care. And of course, we're presented by Untamed Publishing. Allow us to help you unlock your unlimited writing potential. If
mm,
you are an aspiring new or even seasoned author and you want help along your literary journey, we have a plethora of services available, such as proofreading, synopsis writing, editing available. Just visit www.untamedpublishing.net. Well, tonight, as I said, we have a very, very, very special guest. And so one that I of course have my own special affection for. But I'm going to allow Crystal to do the honors and read the bio and intro her in.
All right, let's do this. Tonight, Elle Cleviden is a sensual narrator and voiceover actress who believes in the incredible, intimate, enduring, and healing power and beauty of love, romance, and connection in all its forms. A vocal chameleon with a velvety annotation, Elle is a storyteller who makes words dance off the page and embodies characters who are tactile, exciting, relatable, and that keep her listener in anticipation. Elle has narrated numerous titles and series by Beverly Jenkins, LaJill Hunt, Jacqueline Thomas, Vanessa Lyon, Rebecca Witherspoon, Author Untamed, Shelley Ellis, and many more. You can find her on Instagram at Elle Cleviden Reads, Twitter at Elle Cleviden, Facebook Elle Cleviden, and Elle_Cleviden_Reads. Website available soon. Elle Cleviden, welcome to the UP Hot Seat. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Welcome, welcome. We are marching into the Elle Spell.
Oh, thank you. It's beautiful hair.
Yes, it is. Now, since you are the sensual person, I talked to Crystal. I said, we got to try to do something sensual or something. So I got on my little, as the little baby girl said, my red lipstick. I got on my red lipstick.
Yes.
And I have on my little silk camisole here.
We did not plan this. I just, when she popped on, I said, we
We
yes,
twinning. We are
we
twinning
twinning.
today. So Facebook finally kicked in. Thank you.
Oh, yay!
Yes.
It's like casually sexy. The casual is the jeans,
Yes.
the sexy is everything underneath, right?
Mhm.
I love it. I love it. So Julia Preston says, "Hello, ladies. I can see people now. Thank you today. Go ahead, Julia
Yes.
Preston. You working today? So thank you. Hello, Julia. Hello, everyone over on Instagram land. I see you guys too. We are here with Elle. We are excited. So we are going to jump right into our questions. So my first thing that I have to ask, and we always ask our guests this was a post-pandemic question that we decided we want to implement. How are you, Elle?
Ooh. And, um, as my aunt likes to say, better than most, but not as good as some.
Oh,
You know,
good.
it's like actually I feel like I'm riding a wave. I feel like I'm coming out of hibernation from the winter. But also feeling a little bit bogged down, and so I feel like energetically something is really great. I feel like with the spring equinox and um, with lunar eclipse that we just had and all the things, I feel like things are breaking open and moving. I felt that uh, kind of deep motivation to deeply spring clean. So right now, my apartment looks like a tornado tore through it because I literally took everything out, and I'm going through every single piece of paper, every piece of clothing, everything.
Oh, you spring clean, spring
Yes,
clean.
look,
Spring
bless your
clean.
heart.
Right.
I'm at that place where I'm just like, all right, I'm ready to shed the things that are no longer serving me.
I know
So I
that's
can,
right.
Sometimes that is a man too.
well, it's been a while for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think some of it is like, all right, some of the ghosts of those people
Got
You gotta
you. Got you.
got to
clean out the
exile
ghosts,
the
the
ghosts
spirits.
before we move forward.
You gotta shake them off.
Mhm.
I don't
Come
blame
off,
you. Shake it
burn
off.
some sage and some Palo Santo,
Oh my
open some
God.
windows and, you know,
I
spray
know
some
that's
good stuff.
I know that's right. We got Miss Ronnie on here, Miss
Yeah.
Kayaka you, Miss Diva Yolande, Life Lyrics Entertainment, Lacey Laurel. Hello, hello. We are so
I'd
excited to
like to
see
say a
you.
special thank you to Lacey Laurel. When we got when we started going into the uh lockdown and everything, Lacey helped me so much. So
Oh,
much. And narrator to narrator, if you haven't checked out Lacey Laurel, she is the truth. And yeah, thank you, Lacey. You're excellent.
Oh, I love
oh,
that. Thank
awesome.
you, Lacey. That is so sweet.
It
So
is.
sweet.
It is.
That's one thing I can say with this community. Like it becomes, you meet some of the greatest people, and the sisterhood that comes from meeting these people is phenomenal. Like Untamed. I get to be in
Mhm.
her presence all the time. And
Mhm.
it's fun here. I promise y'all, it's
Aw.
definitely fun here. Yep. So I appreciate you more than you definitely know. I'm sorry if
Oh,
y'all see
thank
somebody
you.
popping their head in and out, but I'm dog sitting for a quick second, and she trying to she jumps from stuff that she shouldn't be jumping from. So I'm holding her. But I have a
Oh.
question. So, Elle, are you an introvert or extrovert?
Ooh.
She's like, ah.
I would say I'm an introverted extrovert. That's
Oh, okay.
not a cop out. I feel like I really value my space. I feel like I really sometimes can have those moments of just needing to. I'm an empath, so it's like I
Mm.
in a lot of other people's energy. And sometimes I can transmute it, and I love being, just in terms of like what I do as an actor and storyteller. I love what I do, and I think that that's the extroverted part of me. I like to connect to people, but sometimes, I'm also a homebody. If I'm not feeling it, then all of a sudden it's regrets. I cannot be there again right now.
Right, right. No, I get you. I feel like I kind of go in between. Like sometimes, a lot of times I'm an introvert, but then I'm an extra introverted extrovert. Like you said, I'll go out and then I'm just kind of like, okay, let me test the waters here and see what it's like out in the world.
I don't like out in the world. Mm-mm.
Listen, you are extrovert. You travel. You
Yeah.
out there and look, my travel. I'm like, yeah, let me travel with my hubby and get back home.
And you said that's it. Nah, I'm trying to see the world. I'm trying to see the world and everybody in it if possible.
See, and I think I'm more of an event type person. I like to go to like concerts and comedy shows and things like that. Like real quickly, like release and say, "Yep, that's enough people in for me."
Yes,
Right.
definitely.
I think it's like choosing the right time, Sometimes when
Right.
you have events, you can be super introverted most of your time, and then you're like, I have it on the calendar. This is the day that I'm going to save all of my energy and then
I know.
use it all up at the concert and come back
There you
home.
go.
Exactly. So I can let loose then. I'm at the concert, I'm singing, I'm swaying, I'm dancing. And as soon as it's over, I'm like, yep, let's go to the car. It's time to go back.
It's time to
I'm
go.
back
That's it. That's all.
I'm back to me now. So here we go. But yes, I know. And I think some of us sometimes I think at this point in life, I think all of us kind of toggle back and forth between being introvert and extrovert.
Yeah.
uh, just the way the world is set up. So now that we have all of that good stuff out of the way, I want to dive into learning more about you and your narrator career. And I know that you are a wonderful romance narrator. So I want to ask you this. Uh, well, first, let's start here. Does your family know, or do they? And if they do know, do they? Are they really supportive with your narration, your voice and actor narration?
Yes. Yes. My mother actually is a big fan. Um,
Oh.
Big fan. She's gone to our local public library, and every time I narrate something, she requests it. There have been times where I get into the car and one of my books is playing, and I said, "Could you not? Uh, I don't wanna. I don't wanna have that experience with you right now." You know, even though I know you did these very things to get me here.
Right.
Still, I feel like there should be a little removal. I will let you, enjoy it, and then we'll discuss it later. Um, and a lot of my other family, my cousins and people like that, they are extremely supportive. So, and of course, lots of friends too. So, yeah.
Awesome. That is awesome. Listen, as I ask because with family, it can be a little tricky because I know sometimes, like, especially because it happens in the author world, like we have these separate lives, and so some of them be like, I don't want this person to know, because they might go and tell the whole world. But
My
then
my mother does tell the whole world.
she said,
Oh, that means she's just proud of you.
She is. Shout out to my mama.
shout out to
Um,
mama.
because I mean, there have been times where they were like handymen in the house, and randomly they'd be like, "I listened to one of your books," and I was like, "This is awkward now."
Right?
Yeah.
This is
Thank
awkward.
you.
You're
Thank.
looking like, thank
Mhm.
you so
I hope you
much.
enjoyed it. We will not discuss it. Can you work on the plumbing now? You know. And when I say that, I don't mean mine.
Right? Listen,
Got you.
now look, you just sparked an interesting question. Now, since they have like actually said something, has anyone ever wanted you to like narrate on the spot, like in front of
A
them
lot.
in person?
I feel like it has happened when I think it's just part and parcel to being an actor as well. People just like stay being like, "Well, act for me. Just say this." And I'm like, "Yo, I'm off the clock. You're not paying me."
Right?
You know?
Pretty much.
Exactly.
Oh, can you say that? And I'm like, mm-mm, no, because I feel like now it's a separate, weird sort of thing where I'm like your private dancer, and I'm like,
Right.
no.
Private
Right.
dancers charge too, you know.
Look, I'm like,
Exactly.
you want it, you can pay for it. Thank you very much.
I know that's right. Make them pay for it, honey. And then Miss Ronnie says, "Mama's gonna brag about that baby."
Look, we,
And
we've
tell her,
we've had to have some talks, some little talks where I'm like, I appreciate the pride, I do, but please don't tell that other the roofer
don't tell
to,
the roofer.
to listen to
Don't
my
listen to
latest
the roofer.
my latest uh romance, John. Please, like it
I
sends
know.
it sends the wrong. I love it, but I always feel like it's just a little bit different, when
Hmm.
and it's just like me and this random dude.
Right.
He's like, I listen to your book in my truck, and I'm like, mm-hmm.
And you're like, yeah, okay.
Oh, oh,
Uh,
I don't know where this is headed, but
right. I hope it stops right here. you.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
moving on.
Right. Thank you. Now, can you put the shingles on the roof?
Exactly.
I like awkward. That's really awkward. But
Really?
was he cute? But was he cute?
No. No.
Oh, then yeah, definitely awkward.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Well, since we're talking about, the carpenter wanting you to act and, he wasn't all that cute. So how did you get into narrating romance?
Well, if memory serves, I want to say maybe one of my first books was romance. Um, but it was interesting because I feel like I was so new to audiobook narrating that I was just like, okay, anything. I had grown up with what my dad used to call books on tape.
Yep.
So I was trying to read it like the people, and I like to listen to audiobooks as well. And so it was exciting. It was really exciting. And so interestingly enough, I would do a couple romances, and then I would get another book of another genre. And I didn't actually find romance as like in its own, like be like seeing that there was just a whole other world around,
Mhm.
right? A whole other world with uh fans and authors and everything. It's its own world, really. um in a way that I find that I feel like the only thing that really parallels it that I've experienced has been like fantasy and
Oh.
like sci-fi. So I feel like
Really?
I feel like it parallels it in terms of this is a tight community.
Right.
And I
Mm.
find that I didn't find the tight community until a little bit into my audiobook narration journey,
Oh,
and
okay.
fully understand like, oh, okay, it's not just random book here or there. Like this is a whole community. So yeah.
Yes, yes, I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. Now, this question actually came from author Nikki Michelle. She,
Hello.
I know, she wanted to know, how do you decide on a specific voice and tone to do for each character? And she says, are you giving instructions or do you just read it and go for what you know?
I tend to read it and go for what I know. I read the book first, and usually in my mind's eye, or I'll make notes. um I have a particular person in mind, or I imagine the type of person this would be.
Hmm.
And then from there, that's usually how I do it. Sometimes I hit it out of the park, sometimes I don't. Sometimes.
Really? You feel like you don't hit it out the park all the time?
No. Well, I mean, okay.
Yeah, you got to explain that one.
For real.
Yes.
It's like I think at the end of the day, for me as a narrator, what's so important to me is that a story has been told, an intimate story has been told from whatever perspective needs that telling, right? From the
Hmm.
protagonist's perspective, from and also the overall sort of message of the book, right? Or the message and the theme, and what each of the characters sort of represent. At the end of the day, that is my hope, that I'm able to then bring the author's vision from their words and lift it up and hand it to whoever listens to it. Now, sometimes folks don't pick up what I put down.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Gotcha.
that's not how I heard him. Or I remember earlier in my narration career, I used to read all the reviews. Read reviews a little bit now, but not all the time. But uh, I remember I read this one review. Someone was like, "She sounds nothing like a man,"
Duh.
and then like a couple of like, "That character sounded so annoying. I wish this narrator would just not." And I was like, "Ooh, ooh, okay." But
Oh wow.
at the end of the day, I know that the story, whatever story I am telling, and however I choose to tell the story, I gotta stand 10 toes down
Yeah,
and just deliver it. You know,
exactly.
and hope that the author. I think that the best thing that I can ever hear is when authors get in touch with me or connect with me and say they like that my work. You know, that
Yes.
that I realized their visions, and that ultimately is the best thing. Yeah.
Well, listen, I can stand on that part of it because when I said earlier that I have personal affection, it's because Elle has narrated two of my books. And so you absolutely deliver all of them crazy characters.
At one time. At one time.
Listen,
It seemed like it was all at one time. Like it was like, it's I would think you was just sitting there having a conversation and all of the people in your head just was like just talking. We heard them because that's what it sounded like. But like, did you have to do this person stop? Like, how did you? I got to know how did you do that? If you want to share how you did that, but I want to know.
Sure. I mean, what's funny is like sometimes um well, narrators will tell you that like I'm personally someone who sometimes I can't read. So I stop and start a lot because my tongue is not tonguing. You know, not tonguing. And what I realize is that a lot of times when it gets into scenes where there's character talking to another character, it's actually
Mm-hmm.
much easier for me because I'm seeing them in my mind's eye and can kind of hop from one character to the other, you know,
Gotcha.
like literally having a conversation with myself, but as I see it, um, and I
exactly.
think it also helps me get into uh, the character's arc.
Hmm.
How in acting, how you end a scene is not how you have begun it, right? You
Right.
walked in with a certain amount of information, something happens, and you walk out changed. Um, and that is the place from which I look at the characters in any of the scenes. So, you know, uh, especially even like the love scenes, you know,
Mm.
I think to myself, and I often, I just like often like find myself like running my finger like along my neck, and kind
Mm.
of I'm a very physical actor in the booth, so it's just like I might like
Mm.
grind my hips a little and just
I know get in
allow it to
character.
be a tactile experience that hopefully translates to someone hearing that and they can put themselves into that scenario. Or um there have been times where a particularly emotional scene has gotten my eyes a bit wet, and you know
Oh,
being like, how could you do this to me?
Oh,
Like, yeah, yeah.
oh my
and
god.
sing, because that's what you just did.
Look at it. this I love. This is
And
what I love when
sing.
I talk to Elle because Elle gradually, like she just naturally flows into
Yeah, she
character.
just flowed right into that. I'm just like, whoa,
She
okay,
naturally flows into
I
the
like that.
character. So listen, since we were talking about actually all of these different characters, is there a particular character that you had to really like prepare for? Like it was very kind of difficult to do, or was it being like a multicast type of characters?
That's a good question. I feel like sometimes preparing for the men
Hmm.
Okay.
is a little bit just in terms of like preparing my instrument to for the men, um, especially if it's a sort of man heavy story because it requires something different of my instrument. Um, and also, I want to do those characters not as archetypes, but as
Mm-hmm.
fully fleshed characters. So even
Okay.
lower in my register, still feeling the breath as them, still being able to like enter them and feel, you know, the shock, you know,
Yes.
see- of seeing my wife with another man or something like
Yes.
that. I
Yeah,
imagine,
like that view. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah,
Untamed.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
You
yeah.
know, I tell you, they give me a hard time, Elle, about this book. I get it all the time. And
Nobody told you to sit there and write that messy, messy book like that, and it was so damn good. That's your fault. Nobody told you to do that. Now we waiting for the rest. We are waiting.
oh
I have
my
a
God.
question, and so I'm gonna forego my question because Diva underscore Yoland asks, what book was your favorite to narrate, and which was your least favorite to narrate?
Ooh, that is good. That is a good question. That is a
That really is.
It's so
Hmm.
hard. Why you gonna make me like because I mean I the view has a certain place in my heart.
Yeah.
Like for real. The original view. I love the view too, but I'm an original view person.
Yeah, you killed the view.
Listen, I know. Listen, I still remember when we connected, about the view. So, and you were so passionate about it. You were like, I'm about to narrate it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to my narrator. And so, and you did, and we had so much fun because we did a few like live things that were going on with the view. Oh
Yeah.
my God. So like yeah, the first one it was very sensual. And so I was like that you just were made for it and you so delivered on it. I appreciate you
Especially
so much.
Carly, your voice for Carly, I called on Tim. I was like, I love her as Carly. Like, loved it. And you did give it, you gave Carly this sensual, sexy bitch that was not to be messed with. And then in the second book, she just was a bitch.
Yeah.
You know,
Listen,
that's all I'm gonna say. She was just a bitch.
So
that's
yeah.
Stupid a little bit, but she was one.
I think the view because I often have trouble saying only one thing. So I love the view. Um I love Lush Lives by Vanessa
ooh.
Leon.
Oh,
Hmm.
Sorry.
okay.
I've that is actually a queer romance and I love it so much. It's so much sensuality and so much just it's great. It's lovely. And
Dang.
um
Let me go get that.
I
I'm
know,
gonna
and
have to go get
right?
that.
I
and
know.
also I would say the I don't know what it's so hard because it's a trilogy. It's the Cowboys of California series that I did with Rebecca
Oh, okay.
Stone. It's Rebecca Weatherspoon's. It's about these black cowboys.
Who doesn't love a black
Oh
cowboy?
my
I love it.
God.
And these black cowboys love them some curly girls, and I love it.
I love
Mm.
that. Ah,
You know,
Okay.
okay,
just
girl.
yes.
Oh my gosh. Now we have a few comments and I'm now trying to catch this Facebook user. Give me a second. So I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna swing back to you what you said because I want to say your name. Miss Roni, she be over here commenting. She said some readers can't separate their irritation at the character from the narrator.
I
And
love
That
it.
is true.
That's for real. I'm like, it took me a
That is so
while
true.
to take some reviews with a grain of salt because I'm just like, oh, you just really salty at what this character did, or you think the
yes,
character should have done something else. That is not at me. Yeah.
you're right.
Yes. I was a
I have
little
to.
salty at a scene in the View too, and I told Jacoby, just shut up. Don't even keep on lying for this man. No more. I was over it. Michael is full of shit, and stop lying for him. Just stop it.
She said that was one time she wanted to tell the cover, just shut up.
Yeah, I never wanted to tell that man to shut up, but I just wanted to tell him, shut up, please.
Oh my god, that is so funny. Look, she says L's neck had to be on a swivel solo narrator.
That is true.
I can look in my mind when you're like, I feel like I'm just talking, and I'm like, this is me as an author, swiveling back and
Oh,
forth.
right. So imagine reading all them people.
I can
going,
only imagine.
going back and forth. Oh my goodness. And she and I am going to tell you who else said this. I'm determined to be able to get into this group and tell you who it is that made this comment. So give me 1 second. Y'all
Yeah,
know
because see,
how
we can,
Facebook
when we
acts
see
up.
Facebook, yeah, just say Facebook user.
Facebook acts up on me so bad, y'all. So that is Miss Lisa. I figured this was her. So Miss Lisa says, first she says, hello, Elle.
Hey, Lisa. Hey,
And,
Miss Lisa.
yes. And she said, Elle absolutely slayed the view. Her
Mm,
man voice was manning and she did an incredible job.
excellent.
Thank
Excellent
you.
job. Excellent job.
Thank
Yes.
you.
And so did Miss Ronnie. She said, because she showed all the way out in book one.
You did. You did. You
You
definitely did.
did.
Thank
And
you.
she said, if the boot fits, both voices LUs were wonderful. I know that's right. Sure
Aw,
did.
thank you.
Listen, her Mama Pat voice, look, you, as much as writing Mama Pat irritated me, I know you deliver because Mama Pat's voice irritated me.
She got on my nerves. And then she made it worse in book two. It's like, can she shut up? Just please shut up. Go play in traffic. Go find that man you was with. See where he at.
And I love it because the way she came off is exactly how in my mind she was saying it. So it was already in my head as I was writing this, but to hear it out loud, I was like, yeah, I wrote this song, Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because she was definitely irritating.
She was
She
she
was
said
irritating.
between the sheets talking about fuck Michael.
Thank, thank you, 12 Tales Between the Sheets. Yes,
Yeah.
F. Michael.
Oh my gosh. So this is
We
so
don't like
hilarious
Michael.
to me. They don't like Michael. I
We
have
don't
to
like
try to.
Michael, and I definitely don't like that girl whose name is spelled wrong. Who spells Katrina with a C? That's why I don't like her mama, because she don't know how to spell her name.
And I refuse to be the mama.
Yes.
I refuse to be the mama. So yes, thank you. I have said she is a makeup mama. Actually, she got a real mama. That comes out in part 3. So you get to see her mama who gave her
Jesus
that
Christ.
that stuff with the
And I'm gonna
C.
make sure I say you need to learn how to spell your child name. That's what's wrong with her now. You spelled her name all wrong. You done messed her up.
Oh my gosh. Well, Elle, we are coming up to our first game, and I
Mm.
love this, y'all, because she is the sensual narrator. So we got some hot and spicy sensual questions in this game of this or that. So
Untamed. This was not Crystal. This was Untamed. I'm shook.
this
Wait till
game
y'all
was
see what.
made up by me.
Yeah, this game was made up by her. I said Untamed. Yep.
So it's cool. So Elle, first this or
Yeah.
that, missionary or riding.
Ooh. Missionary. Oh, I might, yeah, I might be a little bit of a princess here. While I do enjoy the ride, I think that missionary, I can adjust myself for maximum penetration. Um, and I like the idea. I'm one of those people who likes weight on me. So
Mm. Okay, all
yeah.
right. Well,
So
okay.
he probably about what, like 6'8", 300 pounds, a big chocolate teddy bear, all the
Listen,
size of pythons or the size of my thigh. Okay, stop it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
listen. This is why she was able to deliver Michael because that's what he like.
He like to
Like,
put that weight. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Okay. I still
like,
don't like him. That's still not gonna make me like him.
and then I mean, I feel like in missionary, I can, you know, I can like use the bed a little bit more. I can
Mhm.
like press into something in order to press into something else.
Not that.
Um, I think, it gives me kind of like a maximum uh way of doing things.
Okay. Okay,
She
I
got
like
some
that.
pleasure. So, uh, second question, also similarly related: doggy style or banana split?
I don't even know what a banana split is.
Okay,
I
so listen, let me tell
I
y'all what
don't
that.
even know what a banana
Oh
split
my.
is.
I got excited. Okay, so
Is
let me
is
tell you
this
what the
something
banana split is.
that the kiddies are saying these days?
So it's the actual name. It's a name. So I'll tell you what it is. I'll
Please
describe it to
do.
you. So the man is on his back,
Uh-huh.
right? His legs carp, like his legs are bent and his knee and everything. And
Uh-huh.
the lady, she is straddled sideways in between him, in between his legs like that. So he's on his back and she's like this. Go
Untamed. Oh,
ahead.
oh, 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 untamed. Come on.
I had to do a real long
I,
demonstration.
And
I
I
feel
see.
like I feel like I'm old school. Yes. Give me a good doggy style. Like
I know
I
that's
Now
feel like I
right.
I
can
want to
move
try the
her
banana
around that.
split.
I feel like the banana split would put me in an interesting way that I would have to keep adjusting, especially if I was with someone who was a bit more well endowed. But I feel like doggy style, you know.
You can take over. You can control that. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
and it's just the perfect angle.
Yes, that
Listen,
is true.
and Crystal, you
But
talking about me? Tails between the sheets said like scissoring. Like I was trying to,
yeah, I see her.
do a
I,
True,
demonstration, and
true,
I've
true,
had
true.
conversations with 12 Tail between the sheets, so I already know she probably knew what banana split is. But see, banana split also have you falling in love and you stalking that dude and looking out the window like when you coming. Nobody got time for no banana splits.
oh my god,
Hmm.
Now I feel like scissoring is something else, but
It is, but it ain't
yeah,
no. It's a woman. It's a
it
woman and a
is.
woman, and they
yeah.
The
yeah.
position is the same though. It's just
Mhm.
so
Which is,
that's
I feel
why.
like a,
Mhm.
a different experience for me.
Yes,
Yes.
What we're talking about in terms of doggy style, yes, I would much rather doggy style than a banana split.
I
all
can't
right.
but untamed. You have shook me this evening.
Listen, I got two more, so this is the third one. Cunnilingus or salad tossing?
Cunnilingus.
I'm with you, girl.
I feel like I'm a little bit of a basic Betty, but I love it so much.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
cunnilingus, no nothing else. But
I,
I mean, having your salad tossed ain't nothing wrong with it.
nothing's wrong with it, but I
I got you. I
yeah,
got
we
you.
love it so much.
Listen,
Oh yeah.
listen, I'm with you on that. So, yeah, that would be mine. Let's see. she, Diva Yola said that's a good position. And then tells the Twitter, she says, but if his legs are just spread, you can hold on to his leg and it gives you more power. Okay, come on and give a tutorial.
Look,
Mm-hmm. Ride a cowgirl.
Oh my goodness. So Diva Yola said, but I like it to be on top with my legs split in the air. Whoop, yeah.
Amen.
Come
Amen.
on, Diva.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Mm-hmm.
Come on with the V. Look with the sexy V. All right,
Yes.
okay. She like it spread. I hear that girl. Oh my goodness. So the last question in our spicy this or that is okay. Do you like top fellatio, just giving a topper offer, or a
uh-huh.
deep fellatio?
A deep throat.
Yes, yes.
I'm like, is there any other way? I feel
I'm
like
about to say she stated like, did we just meet?
you gotta go big
Oh,
or go home. But
I
that
know
is
that's
true.
right. But you know,
I feel like
some ladies are just
I'm
toppers.
also someone who likes deep tissue massages as well. You
Oh.
know, I'm one of these people who, if you are going, I don't go to get a massage to be caressed. It actually annoys me.
Mm,
You know, so
mm.
I similarly, I think okay, it would depend on who I was with, right? If they would much more prefer if that would make them happy because it's about the giving, then
Of
it's
course.
whatever you want. But if I had my qualms about it, let's swallow some hot dogs.
All right.
Listen,
Gobble gobble.
I'm a
Mm-hmm.
high five you on that because I'm look, we're here. Like if I'm gonna
Yep.
have a choice,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Tells between the she said, so you like pain.
Oh, not no. Well, I mean, okay. Look, there's a thin line. I feel like I like more intensity. I tend to
Got
like
you.
really a lot of intensity, but a lot of intensity, a lot of sensation, and then scale away from it and go the exact opposite way. Huh, you know,
Hmm.
or just or tease me and then dip into the intensity. I like variation. And
Okay.
first and foremost, I am a sensualist. So if you don't
Right.
get me in a sensual way first, it's hard to get me in the mood, right?
Hmm.
I like textures. I like the lights being dimmed. I like a mood set, and
Hmm.
then once that happens, then anything can happen. All of a sudden, you might get a super sexual L. You might get a super kinky L. You might get a super, energetic, like, let's make love L. Or you might get a lay your ass down L.
Uh-oh.
So, I mean, but you have to get me in that mood. Because if the mood is not set, I'm not feeling it, you know.
I feel you on that. So let's
Oh,
see. Look, Taylor Swift, she's had she asked the question too. She said Dom or sub.
yeah.
Switch.
No.
I'm
Oh, oh, you fancy. So I guess it depends on your mood then.
It depends on my mood. I'm not. I I find that sometimes I find that I default a little bit more to sub because I feel like in my life I am so dominant and having to do a lot, think of a lot, do a lot, decide a lot. And so sometimes I'm just like, you take the reins, you know, have someone
Mm.
else decide. But I'm a switch. Sometimes like in the middle of our, we'll feel it out and sometimes I want to be more dominant.
Okay.
Mm. I like
I mean,
that.
you a trisexual. You'll try anything sexual. Anything sexual. Yes.
So listen, um, I was tell Twitter she says yes with the switch. Me too, L. And so then she also says that she misses your sensual sessions.
I know. I miss them too. The thing about it is part of the reason why I had stopped is because I just got insanely busy. And I never want the sensual Saturdays to be an afterthought, nor
Mm-hmm.
do I want to come on with an energy that is super frazzled.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Particularly, I think of the sensual Saturdays as also a way and a kind of a container to hold space for
Mm-hmm.
other people who are having also a sensual experience. So we're all sort of having our sensual experiences together. And if I'm on there and my brain is going 50,000 different places, I don't feel like I can actually hold space or really help guide other people in their sensual journeys, as well as my own. I don't feel like uh, I can really drop into my body as fully, as adequately. So yeah, life was life, and life has gotten a little bit more complicated. But
Oh, I'm sad I missed them. Do you have them like for people who missed them? Do you have them recorded anywhere?
I think they're on my page. I want to
Oh,
say,
I'm going there. I'm going.
but I hope to hopefully, come back, and even if we don't do it every single week, maybe, plan in advance and come back. I would love to, reconnect with everyone and have a nice sensual Saturday.
Yes, I love your sensual
I
Saturdays too,
yes.
but I definitely understand that because and that's one thing that I do appreciate you is that you really love your craft, and so you understand that it's not just a throwaway moment. You give of
Mhm.
yourself even in that particular moment because this is a passion for you, and it's also it's more than just a job. Of course, it's a job, but it's more than just a job, and you have to really be in the moment and give of yourself, and so and you do that every time that you narrate, and I love it because you just feel it all every time. It's with everything that I've listened to from you. You give of yourself, whether you're playing the grandmother, the mother, the quirky best friend, or the love interest. It's like you give it your 110% regardless of when you're narrating or what you're presenting. So I love that about you, and I love that you embrace it in that way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, she said you teach us and educate. You know when you said it's a job, and I just thought about this. Carisha saying I'm not a Well, she said, "Bitch, I don't work a job. I am a job." So that's what you are. You don't work a job. You are a job.
I
That
know
fits.
that's
That fits
right.
perfect.
So listen,
Oh,
since we are talking about the jobs, and now you've already explained to us, pretty much like what you love about narrating. How did you feel when you narrated your first sex scene? And
ooh.
how you feel about it now?
Well, I felt I mean, I was definitely turned on by it. I don't know how well I did. because I think that there are certain having so long in the game, um there are lots of things that I learned about creating an audible scene,
Hmm.
Mm.
you know, for taking my time through a scene, for not really speeding through it. Um, and so it's like I think if I remember correctly, the first time that I narrated a sex scene, I was excited. I was super excited. I was super excited. I was like, okay. I was a little bit red because I think also when I was starting out, um, I was doing it with um I was doing it with an engineer in the studio. So it's
Mm.
just like there is someone in the other room who's listening to me go through this, you know. And she she said, "Oh yes," right? And what's so funny is sometimes I would, because my consciousness and my mouth often stumble, you know.
Hmm.
So the engineer would be like, let's take it from his throbbing manhood. Got it. Throbbing man. And I mean, it's a little bit, I feel like it sometimes, if you're doing it in the studio with an engineer, or if you're doing it with a director or someone like that, someone who is actually listening to you go through and see this thing and experience this thing, it feels a little bit like making love on set,
Right.
Mm.
that sort of thing. There's a dude eating a donut, holding a light, and some, a boom mic right in front of
A
you,
donut.
you know, and
Um,
you gotta sell it. So it feels a little bit sometimes like, oh, okay, it feels a little bit, but then once you get over it, I find that I was really excited to do it. I feel like now, many years later, most of the narration that I do is I do myself.
mhm.
So I record from the comfort of my home, um, and I can set a mood like I have in my studio. So in one of the locations I record in, my studio at my apartment has like lights that I can dim, and different things like that. It's
Ooh.
in my closet, so it's very small, but
Right. You
like
set in the mood.
setting a mood. I can set a whole mood, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
love
love
that.
that. Well, Chanel said hello, GCU and L, and she's cracking up from my. Let's take it from the throbbing manhood.
Lisa from Tales Between the She said, "Is there a book you've narrated that you would like to go back and have a narration do over?"
Ooh, that is a good question.
Yeah.
That is a very good question. Ooh, that's hard. That is hard. I feel like there are several. I feel like there are several, just because I feel like the way that I read books now, the way that I
Hmm.
narrate now is different than than in like 2018 is
Got you.
difficult like 2015, And also I will say, like there are, yeah, 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 yeah. I feel like I can be a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes.
And
So
that's understandable. I mean, it's your craft. Like, this is what you're doing. And I feel like, if, like you said, if you're still reading the same way 2015, that, I mean, from 2015 and it's 2024, I don't want to listen to you. You're like,
right,
girl, it's almost 10 years and you still sounding like that. So, yeah, no, I get
right.
that. And I love, like you said, that you're the perfectionist and making sure that, you doing it. I mean, like I said, now you kind of make me want to go back and listen to you in 2015.
And also, I think the thing that I also do have to say about it is that life experience,
Right.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And lovers, but also
Right.
my understanding of what it is to physically um enter and imagine an intimate scene,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
just because of me as a woman. How that moves through my body is very different than when I was like in my 20s.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and also I
Yeah.
do have to say, it was never in any type of obvious way, but now that I look back on some of the stories that I was reading, perhaps some of those protagonists were a bit older than I was when I was reading the book. And
Right.
so,
Hmm.
even though I feel like I did at the time, come into this career from a place of a lot of knowledge. I had been married before and whatnot, but um how a relationship is and how you experience uh physical intimacies and matters in your 20s is very different than in
Hmm.
your late 30s and your 40s.
That is
Absolutely.
so true. So true.
Absolutely. And Lakeisha Johnson says she loves your voice.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Well, listen, Elle, I promise you, I commend you on your first sexual scene, especially doing an engineer, because I would have been told to hear, let's start over. I would have been like,
would,
I'm
would,
gone. I can't do.
would you be a giggly goose? Just
I would I would have been listening. I could not have calmed down. I would have been hollering and laughing. Everybody knows me, knows I'm a giggle box. Like, it does not take much to make me laugh. So I'm in my head, if I'm in my head and I'm just like, because I imagine myself as an author, like somebody would have said that, I would have been like, you know what, this scene is done. We're gonna start again tomorrow.
Pretty much, I would have been done with it too. Especially if they got, that dry, like this dry look on their face, or like, yeah, it depends on their look. That'll probably have me laughing. So yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely get that.
and I mean,
Okay.
and also I will say there were some times I remember I had this wonderful, wonderful sister girl, as a engineer for me one time, and it was so funny because she would stop me and she'd be like, "Have you read the rest of the chapter?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Girl," I'm like, "I know." And so we would have those times when she's like, "Take it from he thrust it hard." I was like, "Okay, girl, here I go, here I go, here I go."
I love
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Okay, so we're upon game two, and I got the clean version because that dirty version, that was dirty and spicy.
You sure did. I will say DM's Diamonds has joined and they
Yes,
are
diamond,
they're with
love
us.
it,
Oh my
Yes, the
goodness.
diamonds are here. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so just your top three faves, okay? So tell us, what is your I can't even talk. What is your favorite drink?
My favorite drink. I don't actually drink alcohol.
Ooh,
I can, but it's not my favorite thing. And also, having gotten a little bit older, it doesn't exactly agree with my body.
Yeah, tell it to my kids because they be like, you don't drink no more. I'm too old for that.
I don't know. It's just it's like also my body like it starts doing weird things and not even like
Yes.
drunk things. It's like bloated things and like I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
girl, we don't need all.
Yeah,
I could take a mocktail, thank you.
You're
But
that
right,
is true.
right.
I like a good mocktail that
Mm.
has that has like fruit juices, particularly like tropical juices with like something muddled in it. I
Mm-hmm.
still am a fan of a salted or a sugared rim, uh,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and give me a little bit of bubbles. You know.
Okay, so I just thought of a
No, that's
drink, and
right.
since Attain came up with the name, you can have you an Elle Spell mocktail,
Ooh,
I know that's
and
right.
it can
Listen,
have passion fruit because you're
oh,
such a
I
passionate
love
person,
passion fruit.
and then you want to muddle in some blackberries.
I know
Ooh.
that's right.
So muddle you some blackberries with a little bit of sugar, not too much, and then around the rim, you want to maybe do a lime juice with.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do. Ooh, with the pink sugar.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Listen, sell it, sell it.
And then you said a little bubbly. So I would think maybe a carbonated, those little fake carbonated sodas. Maybe. I have to think about the bubbly part because no
I think
soda.
I think maybe to kind of maybe like a good like a good sparkling water
Water.
that are like a good,
Yes.
there was a great
I've
elderflower
seen that now.
sparkling sparkling like juice or something like that and adding that to it. And I'm a fan of a good some mango. I love me some
Mm,
Yes.
fruit.
yes.
Yes.
And I will say I also love herb and flower essences. So
Mm.
like a lavender something, like a lavender moment to it, or even oh my goodness, the flowers that are it's early spring, the flowers that are now in bloom that
The cherry blossoms.
not cherry blossoms, but oh god, what is the name of it? They
That's
actually
all I got.
taste a little bit, they give like a um
Hmm.
ginger
Let me go
note.
to
Oh
it.
my goodness, it's going to kill me. I'm gonna find it.
I'm
And
gonna have to go to the bar and get somebody to think of a mocktail and call it the Elle Spell.
I know that's right.
I like
Oh,
that as a
so
drink.
that look, Dean got me said hibiscus.
not oh,
Yes,
I love me some hibiscus, so we can do
hibiscus is definitely good.
but it's another early blooming I'm looking it up. Flowers. It's a flower tree. Um,
Mm,
oh gosh.
with a ginger taste.
It's actually a ginger taste, and people
Honey
um
honeysuckle.
not honeysuckle. The whole honeysuckle uh people have used honeysuckle. Oh my goodness, why am I not seeing this?
But yeah, lavender and drink. I've had a lavender lemon drop, and it was so good, so good,
I'm a
so
fan of
so good.
mango and pineapple. Those are my two fruit flavors that I will always have in any
Put
type of
together.
weather.
Magnolias.
Really?
Magnolia.
Yes.
Oh,
Magnolias. You can take them. There's a wonderful what's it called? Instagram. Instagram person. Her name is Black Forager.
hmm,
Okay.
Forages, and she has a awesome post about foraging magnolias and magnolia flowers and blooms, and how you can make a really great um tea, but also, you can add this, like, it's like it gives the essence of ginger almost.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm gonna have to look that up because
Well,
my friend, she loves ginger
I
Yeah.
feel like your drink has to have some kind of smoke coming
coming
off
up
of
out of it. Yes,
Oh yes, I
it
love it.
has to. Yeah, because it's an Elle Spell. So like, and after they finish, as they pour it, it's like a.
Ooh.
Yes, I love that.
Listen, I want to
Okay.
go back a little bit just before I want to catch these questions because we got a few coming in real fast before we finish this game. So,
Yeah.
tell between the sheets. So, she wanted to know, and we answered this. I think she talked about this a little bit, but just so we can try to reiterate on it a little bit. She asked, for the characters for the view, was it hard to switch between narrating and to stay in character when narrated by yourself?
Well, um, yes and no. I know. I'm giving real Libra answers. I'm sorry, but yes and no. When I got into the groove of it, it was much easier. But scenes like the party scene in The View too, especially, and for me, I feel like scenes where there are like multiple, like seven people or eight people in the same thing, a lot of times in the same scene, it takes me, either I have to start fresh or I really have to pace myself because everyone has to sound distinct and
Mhm.
precise. And I think
Got
especially if I'm dealing with a bunch of women together and then a bunch of men together, all of a sudden I'm like, all right, how do I make them sound distinct? And even sometimes I've gotten tripped up at times when I've based the voices of like the men too close. Then
hmm
play a little bit with tempo. Then I have to play a little bit more with like style. Then I have to play a little bit more with, maybe there's a regionalism that I'm gonna like pop a little bit more in that scene. Yeah.
Yes, and
Damn
I love.
Diamond said,
Yeah, go
you,
ahead. I was
yeah.
gonna say that.
Damn Diamond said that Untamed had you working for your check in that party scene. But you earned
Hunty,
that.
Hunty. I was telling Untamed and Crystal, before we started. I was like, I'm pretty sure that I had to take a break. I think I had to, the chapter before. I think I had called it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop for today. I'm going to start fresh in the morning so that my brain is on. I'll have a good breakfast. My voice is on, and I am ready because
Yes.
it was just like, whoo. But it was fun though. It was fun though. And sometimes
Yes.
I have to like sort of slow things down to stay the rate at which my brain is moving. I think in terms of how people are jumping on each other.
Right.
Right. Yes, because I was like, yes, I did. I worked you to the worked your voice box to the bone on that one, but
You did it. You definitely did it.
but you absolutely delivered because that was a very intense moment that happened, and look, attitudes and tempers was up in the air, and people was crying, and people was fighting, and
Secret was told, and somebody got away with not one of his secrets told, not nail one of them. I
None of
can't
them.
wait till that dog have his day.
but he was the puppeteer, so a lot of stuff was going on because he was
That's
the
why I said I can't
puppeteer.
wait till that dog have his day.
Yes, and then times I said yes, smoke on that drink because L is hot as hell.
Thank
Yes.
you. I would love, you know what? You know what? I would love, what is it called when you have, I would love an Elle Spell drink flight.
Okay.
That would be so cool.
Oh
You
my
know,
god.
like first start off with something, light and fruity and tropical and everything, and then slowly move into things that are a little bit more smoky, maybe something that has like a jalapeno and a,
Mm.
or maybe just like the general like kind of smokishness, something
You
maybe.
gotta
Ooh,
have a little sweet in there because you're sweet. And
Yeah.
that would be for the love. So something like a nice soft sweet drink.
drink.
Ooh, yeah. Then you
How about
gotta
like a couple of different drinks and work your way down?
down. Yes.
Love that.
Or you just pick it up and just, just figure it out. But just put a straw and just go across,
You know, look, and for the intense drinkers, we can round them out with a good fireball.
Look, I mean, the thing about it is, I feel like in this mocktail, uh, Elle Spell flight of drinks, you can also make them alcoholic.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You know,
Some vodka, some tequila, and some bourbon.
Ooh,
See?
or mezcal. I've heard.
I love a good
Ooh.
Moscow Mule. Oh,
Yes.
know? And I mean, of course, I think if I'm going to say with the alcoholic, side, even though I will not be partaking, I do have to give a nod to my Caribbean heritage and do um
some rum.
some rum,
Mm.
some good Jamaican rum, or
I,
even the what's the Stones ginger wine is
mhm.
always.
Oh, okay.
If I remember, amarula. If something can be
Okay.
made in like a little bit of a coffee drink or like a chocolate something.
Ooh,
I
I love
love
me some
it.
Kahlua. I love Kahlua in my hot chocolate. I love Bailey's in my hot chocolate.
Bailey's.
Bailey's right now, I don't know if they still have it, but they have a mint vanilla shake Bailey's. The bottle is
Mm-hmm.
green. That was the best hot chocolate of my life.
Ooh,
It was so good.
Like y'all got
So,
me
so
want to
good.
go drink now. So,
Yes.
oh my
I gotta keep some alcohol in the house. Okay,
have
so you know what? I have one more for the top three faves movies. What are your top three favorite movies?
top three favorite movies. Ow! All right. I ooh, that's so funny. Because I'm like that one, but then I was like, then I actually last year I sort of broke up with that one a little bit. But
Oh,
I would
oh, I
say
like what you broke up
I
with.
love Jones. Though looking back on it and looking at the story, I'm like, what come on, y'all, just communicate. Come on.
right. That's it. Grow up.
Grow up.
Yeah.
But it was a whole vibe. It was a whole vibe. So we took it with
Yes.
sincerity. Um, I'm a big Interview with the Vampire fan. Huge
Oh.
vampire. And if
Oh.
you haven't seen the show, please do yourself a favor and see the incredible Jacob Anderson and Sam Reed kill that ish. Um,
Mm.
Okay.
I'm a big vampire girly, and a kind of a vampire snob. So that will always go in there. Um, and third favorite. Ooh, that's so hard. You guys. Um, damn. Having Libra moments all over the place. Um, it's like in the back of my mind, I'm like, pick something. Pick something. Ooh.
Something
No,
sensual, something funny, something
something funny. Like I'm
action.
like, ooh, because it's changed because my tastes have changed a little bit. But what I'm trying to think, one of some of the things that I go back to often. Um, doo doo. Maybe no.
Maybe no, no.
Like, no, I like. I'm like, it's a very good movie, but I don't feel like I can always go back to it. Um,
Gotcha.
I'll think of something and I'll come back to it.
Okay.
You know,
Just blurt it
I'm
out.
over here.
Like, if
I'm
we
over
were on
here
Hollywood Squares,
hollering.
I would have lost because
Hmm.
I'm like, pass.
Yes, I'm over here screaming because Tales Between the Sheets says, "Why did you just sound like Carly when you said the pizza
Cause she did.
thing?" We're like Carly. You said you
She
sound like Carly.
did.
Oh my gosh. So DM Diamonds also said, okay, so here's a question. And since we are going this way, yes, we're gonna ask this question. Whose narration helps you elevate your craft?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
Y'all on it tonight. I appreciate
Right.
I'm going to say without any qualms, Ms. Wesley Siobhan.
that.
Um,
Amen.
because I mean, also we're good friends, and I think there is something incredible about being able to be in an industry with someone you were very close to in life, and
Mhm.
learn so much from and exchange ideas. And I love what she has done with this platform. Um, yeah. Um, I love Wesley. I um really love Adenrele Ojo.
Yes.
Everything that Adenrele does. Um, super excited with that. Um, yeah. Those are I feel like the top two, and Lacey Laurel, I would say as well.
I
I love it. I just love
love it.
Adirale's name, just Adirale.
Yeah.
You know, the way you said her name, I was like, "Man, you make me want. Even if I hadn't, you made me want to pick up a book." I was like, "Ooh, say it again."
Yeah. And I would say also Robin Miles. Robin Miles has been
Okay.
one of my mentors as well, and um, she has done everything. She has done everything, and she's incredible. She's incredible.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh my gosh. So let's see. We are moving right along, you guys. So I wanted to ask this. So this is there anything that you won't narrate?
I think things that have things that have a hateful message behind them, and things that abuse people, um, without without a point to that.
Okay.
I think that I'm far enough along in my career because I look back at, sometimes some of the books that I may have narrated when I was very, very fresh and very green and was taking everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and some of those I look back on and I'm like, ooh, I wouldn't have done that necessarily because I don't. The message doesn't sit well with my soul, or it doesn't sit well with, um, it's just gratuitous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Gratuitous, like, and for no good reason. There's no good reason, and it's not enter abuse of people is not entertaining for me. So
Right.
that is something that I don't like.
Hmm.
I feel like
Mm-hmm.
there's a very fine line. If I'm doing something that is a little bit more in the horror or the thriller genre, then I feel like that it is actually something that maybe moves, not just moves the plot forward, but we are able to see the horrific nature because, you know, it gives us
Mhm.
push against. But if it's just something that's gratuitous, I don't want to do it. Um, I um anything that is like that is anti LGBTQIA, because I consider myself as a person in the queue.
Mhm.
And I go, you know, pansexually as it were. Um that is very, you know, I feel like there's so much hate in the world in general.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like that has to be a perpetuated, period, perpetuated in the genre of romance where this is supposed to be about love and finding your way
Mhm.
through. Um and I feel like more love is more love. Like let's you know, explore what's possible instead of, you know, to yuck everybody's yum over a bottle
Right.
there, you know.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So,
Lisa is out of control
please
because
put
she
that comment
said
in.
that if you don't narrate the View 3, she is not reading it. And DM Diamond said they will protest with her. And
Oh
I'm sorry, Untamed, but I'm going to as well. So tell between the sheets, DM's Diamonds, and Books and Soul will be protesting the View 3 if Elle Cleviden isn't on it.
So basically, they said for you to tell, for you to say that you would narrate the View Three.
yes, and the answer is yes, I will. Though yes, yes, I will. I will.
Thank you, Lisa. The pressure. I love that, Lisa. Good job, Lisa. Good job. I
And
love it.
I just have to say, I can't stand a cliffhanger, so you know, I try
It
to
was a
Listen,
cliffhanger when Carly took off her shirt and mounted Michael. She was probably trying to do that banana split that Untamed was talking about earlier.
I said,
Mm-hmm.
no, Carly, no. No,
Right.
Carly, no. I was like, people are like listening to one another.
I
listen,
cannot.
Elle was trying to save her. Elle was trying to save her too.
I'm I'm
Oh,
I'm in the phase of my life where communication is everything. And
thank you.
when I'm in a story that people are not communicating effectively, and I see the discord and the two-facedness of
Mm-hmm.
people pulling strings, I'm like, no, no, you're playing into it. It's giving
Thank
Iago
you.
hello. Like, no, this will lead to the demise of everyone.
Right. I was like, she's so stupid. Like, girl, stupid. Look, you stupid, stupid girl. Like, what was you thinking?
Listen, oh my
Oh,
goodness.
she was her
Yeah.
mama for real. She was her mama. That was when she was her mama's child.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, you can't see through this,
You
Carly?
know what I'm
She
saying?
did not.
It's just like,
She did.
oh,
She did not. She did
she
not.
did not see.
I'm a tip.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have a scene in any book that you can think of? But was there a scene that was especially difficult to narrate?
A scene. That's a good one. Oh gosh. A scene. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. There was I feel like there was a book in which I had to narrate that I that a character lost a baby,
Oh,
Oh.
or that it was either that the character lost the baby, or like that the doctor couldn't hear the baby's heartbeat or something like that, and
oh man.
that was hard to narrate.
It,
Mm.
it sounds it just you saying it, so I can understand narrating it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
That was a
Yeah,
lot.
that yeah, that would be a lot. And I tell you, I actually Wesley had to narrate a book. She narrated a book like that for me, where the daughter died.
Mm.
In the book, and
Oh
so it
yes.
was really. I So many people like reached out to me. It's like, oh my god, I'm so like I'm shaking, and I was like, oh my goodness, like I didn't realize how emotional it was gonna be and how many emotions, like just emotive that it was for so many. It was for
Mm-hmm.
me,
Mhm.
um, and in that moment, that was a personal purge. So I guess I should have known that it was going to come off this way because it was a personal type of a release for me. But yeah. So I felt when I listened to Wesley do that, I was just like, whoa, yeah,
There's something.
that's a lot.
There's something
Mm-hmm.
hearing, like intimately hearing that experience that I think just viscerally gets to you fully. I remember listening to, because y'all know I love me some Prince. Um, Listening to Maite Garcia's book, the Beautiful Ones. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and she talks about when she lost she and Prince's child Amir, and also it went through her subsequent. Well, they she had the baby, and then the baby died. Um,
Yeah.
Subsequently, had a miscarriage, and also then uh, how the m- marriage, like the end of the marriage, and everything like that. And I remember listening to it, and she she cried through that whole part. But it was also
Hmm.
like hard to listen to because you're like, oh God, that must have been terrible, you know?
Right. And then you
Right.
have to relive it in your story that you're telling.
Right. I think there's something, coming back to the fact that I'm a sensualist, right? It's all about
Mm-hmm.
senses. So you're hearing someone go through something. It's much in the same way as we are affected when someone gives like a shout of jubilation, or hears the worst news of their lives, and screams. It gets us so viscerally. It makes our literally our nervous systems do something, our hearts beat. We feel them, from that sensuous action. The senses of our ears, there's a vibration to it, and so there's a certain sense that's even in our just energy, you know so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Tales
that
from the
is.
Sheets said, and I believe this because I've done this as well, but she said, I can't see with my glasses on, sad. But as sad as those scenes are, the creative talent from the narrators bring out the emotion of the scene. I have literally cried over certain books. She is so right. There's been books that I've cried over, that I've read, or that I've heard with narration. So it's definitely, when you guys narrate it, like you said, you bring it to life, and it just makes it so much more real, and like breaks your heart. Definitely breaks your heart.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and I think that's one of the reasons why I also do this.
Right.
In general, the reason why I'm a storyteller and why I'm an actor, it really shows what it is to be human. And you know we've been telling stories since before time in order to communicate with one another, but also to
Mhm.
connect with one another, to connect
Right.
the to connect with the experience of one another, to give each other permission to fully feel and heal. um,
Mhm.
and so it's a gift to be able to give that to um, listeners, as well as be part of the chain that helps bring what was downloaded essentially by the author and put down on paper, help them birth that into the world in such a way that folks can receive it orally
Yes.
in addition to visually as they read it. So
Yes.
Well, listen, we got about three questions from between Facebook and IG, and I'm going to try to get them all in. So
Hmm.
I am so appreciating everyone's participation and hopping
Yes.
on and asking these great questions to Elle. But Chanel says, what do you always take with you in the booth?
literally, um, water and or tea, usually some kind of snack, like some kind of like dark chocolate, um, and or have a green apple somewhere close so I can get rid of the mouth sounds.
I love green apples.
Oh, those are my favorite.
Yes, that's the only apples I eat.
Those are
I
so
love it. I love it. So one question that we have, and that was another one we got four, I think four questions now. Is there an author you haven't worked with that you would like to team with?
Ooh, I feel like there are a few. I would love to do a Kennedy Ryan book. If I
Ooh, oh my
Oh,
gosh. I
wow.
love Kennedy
I
Ryan.
love
Yes.
it.
Kennedy Ryan, did you hear that? She wants to do one of your books.
A good other narrator friend of mine who I love her work as well. Um, Ebony Flowers has done several of her books, and she's brilliant, brilliant. But I love you know her books.
Yes, her
Yeah.
books are
Yes,
amazing.
Yeah,
I
and
they
can
definitely are.
and I think I also would love to go back and do some more Beverly Jenkins novels as well.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm gonna have to look up the Beverly Jenkins books that you did and just go ahead and add them to my to be listened list. And I listen to them on my car ride to work and home because that's how I did Kiki Swinson's Public Enemy.
Oh
Because you had my mouth dropping a lot of times.
Sure did. Oh my God, we had on. Let me see. I think I lost it, but I'm gonna find it real quick. Oh, I can't remember who asked, but I do remember it. They said, "Would you ever try your hand at writing?"
Oh yeah, I did see that question.
yes, some things are in the works, but slowly, slowly, slowly. I
Oh,
So
love.
we can have you back as an author.
I would love that.
yes. Now, would
Yes.
you narrate something that you wrote, or would
I
you
feel like
like?
I would, but actually, the thing that I'm actually thinking about is doing kind of audio dramas, uh,
Mm,
working those as audio dramas more so than full on narration,
Ooh,
okay.
like
I can
having
give you some drama.
scored, fully scored, having background noises, having,
Yeah, I love audio dramas. I
That do that.
do.
Yes.
yeah,
I love it.
I'm
I've
here
read
for
some
it.
on Audible, and they're just it's an experience. I just get you got to get on.
Hmm.
It is a total experience
yeah,
between the narration, like you said, the background sounds. Like it's like basically like to me, we say audio dramas, but it's like TV, without the picture.
Without
Back in the
the
day.
picture.
yes,
That's like how Kennedy Ryan did the real because we actually got the character that they were doing singing.
yeah,
So oh my gosh, that would be so much fun.
Yeah, it's and with dramatizations like you hear everything. Okay, so for example,
Yes.
it was one call that I need to go back to one day. It's called I think it's called a prophecy that I was listening to, but it had like an awesome. They brought in like for real actors, like just people who aren't actually they don't actually do voice narration, but they do television and movie acting, and so. But they did it based off the story, and so when you heard it, it's about the prophecy, of course. It's about the second coming of Jesus, of course. And so they're in the hospital, and you hear all the chatter of the hospital, the beeps and stuff from when she was on the monitor, and she runs out in traffic, and you hear the car horns, and I was just like, "Is that I'm listen to the television show?" I was like, this is amazing. I said, oh my God.
Yes.
So yes, when you have like this full like ensemble of the cast and you know the sound effects, but also the sounds and it just brings you into a whole entire experience, and you can get lost in it. Those are one. Now I cannot listen to audio dramas and drive. I can't do it. I
Nah.
have to listen to that at home because it's like you really find yourself immersed as if you're watching television. So my attention span is completely gone. I'm totally tuned in. So if you do that, please, oh yes, please let me know. I'm so excited. Like I'm so ready for
I'm
it.
excited.
I'm ready for this to happen.
Yeah,
Oh my
like
goodness.
I love doing audio dramas, and I love, because I mean it's very close to theater, you know,
Hmm.
and many times, like, there are the sometimes where I've done it where it's individually recorded, but I love the ones where you're either in studio with someone else or you're on like a simulcast where you can act off of each
Hmm.
other. And I love those. I love those.
Listen, and I love it. I believe I know I want to say that you were there, and a few other narrators that were there who are trained, trained like classically trained for acting, because I know that you are as well for that. And I want to say it was back on the like when everyone was on the clubhouse days, and I think y'all did like a raisin in the sun, I believe it was.
Yes.
Yes, that. Oh, can I just tell you? Oh, can I tell you how good that was? Oh my
Yeah, she
God.
has definitely bragged about it because she asked me if I missed that,
Yeah.
but
Oh my gosh. That was like the best experience. Like you guys are worth your weight in gold. Do you hear me? It was
Thank
beautiful.
you.
It was amazing. I loved it. And listen, we have a couple of other. Okay, I think we making sure I haven't skipped any. I will say this last question about the view for last. Miss Tales between the sheets. So she said, "What's the sexiest, most erotic book you've narrated?" I
Mm.
have my own and paper ready to write, so go slow.
Mm.
that
Um,
is too funny.
I'm trying to think. The thing about it is, though, Untamed, you wrote the mess
She
out
did.
of the number one, the first view
Hmm.
when she first goes to the penthouse and they get it
Mm.
on.
Mm.
One of my favorites. It's one of my favorites.
Yes.
Up
Yeah.
um at the window seat overlooking Manhattan.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite too.
Yes.
The thing about it is I had such a clear mental view of that because I used to work cater waitering um in Manhattan. And so we would
Oh
be
wow.
at these really high end uh places for events and things like that. And so I was imagining that view, where you could
Mm.
just see all of Central Park, see all the way uptown towards Harlem, all the way downtown, see the bridges and all of that.
Mm.
Mm.
Imagine that, you know. I think what
Mm.
really made the, because I spend part of my time in the tri-state area. So a lot of that was very close to my heart and I could really imagine it. So,
Oh wow.
Awesome. Listen, that was. I will say for me, that was the most sensual scene that I've written. And I love it. I loved it. It was my favorite. To this day, it's my favorite. And the craziest part about it is that this was actually the view was my introductory into romance. Like that is where
Oh,
my heart went.
wow.
And I
You
was
couldn't
just
tell.
that's my introduction into romance. Yes, I was urban fiction, and so the view was my first stab. I got this saw this picture. I was inspired. I came up with this entire plot, and I was just like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take a stab at it. And so I challenged myself. So when you say that, for even for me, I'm just like, oh my gosh,
Hmm.
and it was my favorite, most favorite thing to date, favorite scene, just from the sensuality of it. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this so much.
See?
I want you, Untamed, to just stay right there. Stay right there because I'm about to give you your flowers. Because the fact of the matter is, as a narrator, we can we our narration sometimes is only as good as the material that is put in front of us. We
Right.
don't work miracles. And I mean, I've had some projects in the past where look, the story, the script, the writing was not good
Hmm.
at all.
Hmm.
Still, we have to use our energy to create a story.
Right.
You, my dear, have created an incredible world and well fleshed out characters and characters that we care about. The thing about it is, it makes
Except for Michael.
even Michael, because I mean,
Mm-mm.
the matter is, we get to feel a ways about him because it's done so well.
Right.
I can only do my job well when I have great writing to draw from, great writing and great characters to create in my head. I don't I It's very hard for me to just create it out of nothing, right?
Mhm.
You've created a world and written a world and written characters and written prose that I can actually embody. And that is
And
beautiful.
you did.
That is beautiful. Kudos to you. Like, you
Thank
deserve
you.
all of it, all of it. And I
Oh.
pray that you continue bodaciously and unapologetically.
Oh, thank you.
I
Listen,
love that. Oh, I love that.
look, see, y'all gonna make me damn cry now.
There's no crying in baseball.
Ah! Listen, and tell the Twitter she says if you had some fire scenes, let's not gloss over that damn threesome with Hudson, Carly, and the other chick.
Oh, that day, I was like, come on, y'all.
Right? Right?
Oh my gosh! Then she said, and when Michael went to see what's her name, her basketball fiance, and bent her over that sofa.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, she's referring to Taya. Yes, Taya had some scenes too.
She did have some
It
scenes.
looked too.
I
So,
liked her and Michael until she got messy. I was like, I can see her and Michael together,
well, I
but she
mean,
got messy.
look, you like as messy as Michael is, you don't see them together.
They need to be, and they need to be.
They was like two peas in a
They really were.
pod.
They really were.
So there, listen, and that is not a precursor to part three. So
It is not.
It is not. I think I got everyone's questions in. If I missed the question, y'all let me know for real, because I'm trying to make sure I get all of the questions in before we let Miss L go. But we got a third game that we got to get into. So,
Ooh,
um,
is it a me?
this is our versatility versus. Hold on, let me put it in here. So, I'm gonna give y'all a little treat, and I'm going to.
And I was mild because I was thinking of something a little dirty. And then I was like, I don't want her to be like, damn, she nasty. So I
Come on,
went mild.
Tiffany. Go, just go on. We here.
Well, no, because the thing is, I thought about it because, like I said, Chloe Mercer was fresh on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved how you narrated her. She irritated the hell out of me sometimes because I was like, girl, you're stupid. But I still loved her. So when I thought of this question, there's not, well, it's not a question, but when I thought about this saying, I thought about her when she was helping. I can't even think of that lady's name that set her up, for real, for real.
I wasn't trying to post that in the comment, but that's the post it in the chat. Hold on, let me see. It's there now.
Yep, it's there.
Can you see the comment, L? Or I need to go back. I'll
Let me
delete
see.
it.
Oh,
Thanks, Lisa. Talking about something, but Crystal, you are nasty. I know that.
yes, I see it. I see
Uh,
it.
oh, hold on.
Look,
I'm gonna post it over here where I was supposed to. Um,
And Lisa said you better not redeem Michael. No, she better not.
wait a minute. This is hilarious. They don't want the character to be redeemed.
Hell no, we don't want Michael to be redeemed. F
yeah.
Michael.
Oh my gosh. Well, he needs some
Talking
kind of
about I want my own
redemption.
thing back. No, no, he
Yeah, you had a chance to fix it and
no.
you chose not to fix it.
Look, look. He was standing 10 toes down on his wrongness. So
He sure was. He was playing that part. He would never say he did anything wrong. That's why I said I can't wait till that dog have his day.
Oh my gosh. So okay, I posted it in the chat, L.
okay.
All
And I
right.
put the genres right beside it in parentheses.
Okay.
So y'all listen, this is versatility versus.
Chris, pull back the sheets and slide inside. You want me to do it another way? Okay.
In a look in erotic romance.
Let me let me get ready for that one.
Chris, pull back the sheets and slide inside.
Oh,
I love
listen.
I love
All right, y'all. Y'all look, that was that old good she was talking to that old Papa Chris. I did that for y'all. I did that for y'all.
Lisa out of control tonight. Somebody take her phone.
Oh my gosh. So now I gotta do she said, okay, we see you, L. That was
They see
the
you, Elle.
emojis.
Yes, I love it. That urban one had me like, I had a little tingle going down my back. Like that.
Listen,
Ooh,
listen,
yeah.
tell them she told me I'm a heterosexual. I'm a hetero. Oh, so
Oh my
Miss
gosh.
Crystal, I'm gonna put her one liner in here with her genres. Let's see.
Yes, because I like a little craziness going on.
Mm-hmm.
Just
So
not a little, a lot. Yeah, a lot of craziness.
yeah,
Ooh.
look, and I'm trying to get my thumbs to work right. All right, all right. I was about to say, did I do that again? So that's the second one.
Okay.
All right. Urban fiction. All right. This lady has lost her mind.
Oh, that's not like Mama Pat.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh.
Um. Okay. I'll give you one. It's probably just like random. Okay, but it's just for fun and shits and giggles. This lady has lost her mind.
Okay.
I'm a
Look,
little creeped out.
I almost kind of like a little creeped out.
Yeah, I'm a little creeped out,
Michael.
but I like that.
Yeah.
Look,
I
okay.
like that.
See, we like dark
Hmm.
romance over here.
Right.
Tell the truth, she said that was Hudson.
That was Hudson.
Ah,
Yep, that was Hudson.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you. Cause like I said, I couldn't think of nothing. I'm like, what can I get her to say? Oh yeah, and I wanted to say that. Yes, you did that, but I love it. Now I need somebody to tell. Oh, I'm gonna need to go find me a Chris to tell him to pull back the sheets and
Oh my
slide
god.
inside
And tell the truth, she told so he should have been crawling over and pound that cat to the house. Lord
to
have
the house.
mercy.
Yes, that's what I said. Somebody take her phone.
Have mercy. So this is I will say this is the last question that we have, I think, so far from the group over here. Oh, what is going on? Okay, here we go. How do you feel about the characters in the view? Is the question, Al.
Yes.
first book or second book?
Ah,
Oh,
go,
No, the
go.
tides do change.
Oh my
that
Uh,
is
gosh.
true.
Listen, so how did you start off? And
I
then
feel
how
like
did
I feel like Michael got on my nerves from the beginning, and he still hasn't redeemed himself. I'm sorry. I think it was great when they had that, like when she was like finally like, no, this is really happening. Let's end this in friendship. But he done
mm-hmm.
played around in her face.
Thank
Yes.
you.
I'm like, no is a full sentence, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Had your chance.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're starting to get into scary territory. Mm-mm. No, no, no. I love me some black love, but that's manipulation. Uh,
Yes.
Amen. Say it for the author who's sitting right there that's like Michael.
I like all of my characters.
are you going to make me make Michael super redeemable? How you gonna do it?
Please don't. Please don't.
Listen, they
Lord,
up here
please don't.
trying to tell me don't make it redeemable. I don't know what Michael is. He might just fall off a cliff. I don't know.
Mm, that would be fabulous.
Turn
Oops.
from a erotic romance to
Oh
a whole thriller.
Right. Oops. Sorry.
he, he falls off a cliff. No.
And never is
Michael,
heard from again.
no, Michael won't be falling off a cliff, but
Carly,
he he I hate to say, but he will have a few redeeming qualities.
I mean, I guess we're multifaceted humans and all that, but
He'll have a few. Although I just
That man will
love
have to eat, will have to cunnilingus 24/7.
I,
24/7
mean, the thing
to
about
have a
it,
redeeming quality with me.
he pissed me off from the beginning because he's all
Yes.
him. He's all about him. Also in the
Thank
beginning,
you.
and I was like, no, there's nothing that no, and now that you don't have her is when you're gonna try to get a. Come on now,
Hmm.
we passed that.
so Michael was he was ridiculous. I love hate my characters, but I say this to all of them. All of them have a little bit of redeeming qualities in them. Now, whether or not the readers actually feel this way, because I feel like there is just absolutely nothing that I can do to make some people love or forgive Michael for what he did. I don't think so. I don't care what it is.
Michael,
He can
Katrina,
fall.
and Miss Pat can all take a long walk
Off of
off of a half of an inch pier.
Now, um, yeah. So I say I like all my characters, but I don't because
But I don't.
I don't. I don't listen. I'm not gonna lie. Like I really don't want Mama Pat to have redeeming quality in her because she's been like this for so long. She's ridiculous.
She need to just go find that baby daddy.
Listen, and Deal Zabra said the only reason we are accepting redemption is because it means we're getting the third book.
true.
Thank you, Dim's Diamond. I'll agree with you on that one.
So yeah, so we shall see. But I promise you guys, it is some shocks and surprises
Oh
in
Lord,
book
I'm not
three
ready. Lord Jesus.
that y'all have not seen coming and that y'all are not ready for it. So we're gonna see. We are going to see. It's some things
Mm,
that's happening that is
yes.
behind the scenes that are everything comes to the forefront. So
It's going to be a ride,
it
literally
is.
and figuratively.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, when this ends,
A
I will.
banana split ride.
That that definitely might be in there.
Yes.
The banana split might be in there. So look, at least that'll help tide you guys over. So
Yeah.
oh my goodness. So I feel like where is that? Listen, I have lost my entire train. Here we go. So I guess our last one, and I always try to end this with this. What tips would you share for aspiring voice actors?
Hmm. Always remember that the story starts and ends in you. So you're that conduit between what is on the page in front of you and what gets released into the world. So it behooves you to really feel that story, live that story, tap into parts of you that have experienced that thing. Um, See the things in your mind's eye. Uh, if there's anything you don't understand, look it up, contact the author, contact, the publisher if they reached out to you. Um, because the full life of this thing, it starts in you. And even just narrating with a thought in mind can change your performance in any given way. So, in that way, trust yourself. Trust yourself as you live, as the story lives in you. Trust yourself with your instincts, with characters, and really connect to the material.
Oh, so y'all
Now that
listen
was a
for
word. That was a word.
yes, for those of you who are on here who are aspiring to, dive into narration, that was some gems that were dropped.
Right.
I don't aspire to drop into narration at all. I admire you guys for what you do.
I
God
do
did
too.
not look, he did not give me that blessed talent. So
Mm-mm.
I, I say I let the people who are the professionals do their professionalism thing on that. 'Cause I can write it, but I'm definitely not the narrating type. I can just read it. I can't narrate it at all. Uh, so I
Love
appreciate
it.
what you guys do to bring our stories to life and This is just our small way of recognizing you guys and just introducing your talents to the rest of the literary world, the rest of the world, period. Because you so just the same way you gave me flowers, I want to give you yours because you so deserve it.
Thank
Absolutely. And I know I can't I don't even know the full gamut, but I know the work that it takes to bring those words off the page to life, to embody those characters. Some that you might not even like, some that, you would rather not even, try to bring to life because of what the story entails. And you take that, and that's a personal experience. It's personal when the author writer, so when the narrators narrate it, they take on, these personas, and that's a very intimate thing. So I appreciate you and all of you for everything that you do when you guys do bring these stories to life.
Yes, thank you for that. Thank you.
thank you, and thank you for listening and for supporting. It really, we love what we do, but it's also sometimes very solitary.
Mhm.
Hmm.
We're in a in a dark, soundless place for
Yes.
many hours, because it usually takes, usually twice as much time um to narrate a thing to the book that you actually get. So, we're in the studio 20 hours for, in a 10-hour, 12-hour book. Um, and so having folks who listen to what we do and receive it, it's like that, call into the void and finally someone answers.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, we are out here, and it always tickles me when I hear that because every narrator says the same thing. We've had Jacoby in here; he says it. Wesley says it. You say it. Miles has said that too. And we forget that you guys are like you're like solitary. You're in the booth. It's just you and the microphone, and maybe engineer. If you're in a studio, but is very solitary. So a lot of times you guys don't see how us as authors and us as readers are over here like fangirling and fanning out over
Hmm.
you guys and loving on y'all so much. So I love that we get to bridge that gap and that you all get to see like the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And, thank you for writing great material and writing fun material. And, you know,
Oh, you are so welcome. Well, you guys, we are coming to the end. I want to see. Let's see what else has been said. Tales between the sheets says the whole cast can kick lava rocks instead of Papa Chris and
Yes,
Allison. Oh
that
my
is
gosh.
true.
Oh my goodness. And so she also says this was awesome. We love you too, Tales between the sheets. Oh, thank you for saying I'm an incredible writer. This is L. You are a sexy beast of a narrator, and I
Yes,
absolutely
you are.
adore you. Stay blessed and continue success. And DM's Diamond says, sending love and flowers to you in the booth, Queen. Oh,
you. Thank you. Oh,
yes. Oh, that was so sweet. We love y'all. We love y'all so much. Well, Miss L, you tell everyone where they can connect with you.
well, you can connect with me on Instagram at Elle Cleviden Reads. That's the main place. I also have a Facebook, but I feel like I don't check it as much. So the best place to do it is Instagram. See, um, I'm
I so I love when you go in and out of these voices.
Yes.
I'm also currently working on a website as well. So hopefully I can get it all together. In that
I
way.
love it.
You will. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, do you have any books that's coming up next or anything else that you can share with us?
Well, I just worked on a wonderful multicast with Wesley Siobhan Productions. uh, which will be an Alexandra House experience, which I'm really excited to, that everyone will get a chance to experience soon. So
Oh,
I'm gonna say,
okay, Miss House.
I know
um,
that's right.
and yeah, like right now, I'm not working on any books currently, but I think one next month. I haven't gone forward to, sometimes when things are in the queue, I kind of look at what's in front of me so that I don't get too overwhelmed. Um, so yeah, that's where that's where we are right now. Um,
Oh,
yes.
I love it.
yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Well, Crystal, let everyone know how they can reach you.
Books and Soul One on IG and on TikTok and Facebook. Books and Soul without the one.
Without the one. And I am at Author Untamed everywhere. I'm mostly on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So that's where you will find me at Author Untamed. And you guys make sure that you do join the Facebook group. It's Get Caught Up Author Podcast on Facebook. And follow at Get Caught Up Podcast on IG, TikTok, and on YouTube. We are there now. So yay for us trying to
That
do big things.
right. We busy.
And y'all, we got some exciting news. So coming up next for our author interviews, we have author Mariah J, and we'll be talking to her about her book, If These Walls Could Talk. And that's coming up in April. Also, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and so we will have our book series of the month is going to be from Aubrey Penn. We're going to be talking about Remember the Time and When We Fell in Love. And
Oh, I love
I
them books.
yes, and I listen. I repeat me penning, and I just want to give a shout out to her because she had her first traditional book
Yeah.
publishing release come out, One Final Shot through Urban Books. So I'm excited for her. So please support her. And our narrator of the month for April is Miss Zakia. So Zakia will be with us. She narrated, I know she's narrated a few of Love Delvin's books. So
The
definitely,
rhythm of what is it? The rhythm of blues, the rhyme of love.
yes,
Loved her in that. She was winter through and through,
yes,
through and through.
winter through and through. So she will be here in April to join us. And so we are getting into Zen with Zakia. So, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, let's see. Everyone says, okay, you guys, a house of fire. I'm trying to catch everyone's comments. Thank y'all so much for joining in and tuning in and commenting and questioning. You guys y'all make this so much fun for us. I'm so
Yes.
excited. So yes, and please make sure that you guys subscribe to the actual podcast on Spotify, Apple's iTunes, Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Because of course we will put this conversation over there as well. And until next time, y'all don't forget to get caught up. Thank you so much, Elle. We
Thank
appreciate you and
you.
Yes,
thank
thank you,
y'all.
Elle. This was so much fun. So much fun.
I loved hanging with y'all. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks
Yes,
for having me.
you are welcome.
I can't wait till you come back as that author.
Oh,
Me
yes.
either.